game that felt like sort of two games within one. What were your overall thoughts about the way your team played tonight?
I think we came out a little rusty first 25, 30 minutes. I think pressure got to us. The midweek game kind of got to us a little bit. I think once we settled in a little bit, boys started going a little bit. Halftime was a big thing for us to get kind of reset and kind of see how to switch up for the second half. I thought second half, I think we dominated. I think we had a lot of chances, a lot of corners, a lot of good moments, a lot of still bad moments that we could have cleaned up. But overall, it's a game we got to move on from. But yeah, it's not the result we wanted. But
all right, to your point, what adjustments did you make? Like you said, one corner in the first half, 16 in the second half. What did the coaches and the rest of you talk about at halftime? What adjustments did you make?
Yeah, it wasn't too much. I mean, little things like we switched formations. We kind of started to get a little more pressure on them defensively and try to win the ball up higher. Once we got the ball, just stay calm on it. I think we were a little under pressure, a little too much, and we put ourselves under pressure a little bit. So once we finally got on the ball and started moving it, guys started moving off the ball, started getting good chances, and we shot a little bit more. I mean, still not enough shooting in my opinion, but I think overall we got the chances we need, and I think definitely could have executed a little better. Bailey put in a lot of good balls for us, so yeah.
It didn't seem like the free kick that resulted in your goal, like probably everything went according to plan, but it worked out. How did things start for you on that play?
Yeah, I mean, the free kicks leading up to it, I was being held a little bit, and I was getting a little frustrated. I was trying to run off the guy's shoulder, and he tripped me up, and I kind of bounced up, and I saw the ball coming over. Brock put down a really good ball for me, top of the box, and just took a strike. I mean, I've always been able to hit a ball pretty well, so I was like, why not? It went well.
Yeah. So originally, was Bailey just kind of like Kieran did the other day, get it into an area, and it could have been you or it could have been Brock trying to head it, but instead he got it back to you?
Yeah, it wasn't something we were scripting or anything like that. I mean, the ball was looking for our big guys, looking for me, looking for Brock, looking for Lamar, all the other guys in the box. It was more for just to get in a dangerous area, and Bailey did, and I got on the end of it, whether it was scripted or got lucky or not, but it worked out. So.
When Brock drops that ball back to you as you're scrambling to get up off the ground,
yeah,
and you're picking the ball out of the air about knee high or whatever it was, are you trying to pick a corner of the goal, or are you just trying to get it on frame and hope for the best?
I mean, I saw bodies. I think I felt like I saw more people at the near post, so taking this strike, I think I could have got the most power on it, hitting it back post. I wasn't planning to hit it perfectly top corner, but I kind of just got my body over it and ripped it and kind of hoped for the best. So, yeah.
Have you always been a defender throughout your soccer life, or have you also played on the offensive end more, which leads to, when's the last time you had a scoring streak going?
I mean, I was at a younger age striker a little bit, just playing random positions. I mean, played a little bit of midfield, but for the most part, it's been center back. My club in high school days, for a little bit, I got a decent amount, actually, goals off of corner kicks and off of stuff, just being one of the bigger kids and being the target. Goal streak, I don't think I've ever scored in back-to-back games like that, so it was pretty awesome. But, yeah, no, I've scored quite a bit of goals for club and in high school and stuff like that, but I haven't done this yet, so hopefully just keep going and keep scoring. So, yeah.
I'm assuming that's the biggest goalkeeper you've gone against, at least since you've been at SMU, maybe. Were there different wrinkles to the way you and your teammates were going to try to attack, both in your shooting and then also on corners and set pieces, because he goes up so high and he erases so many chances?
Yeah. I mean, we watched film on him. He's a good goalkeeper. He had a very good game. There's little things that we kind of picked out where to put the ball and where he isn't going to be as favored. He was a big kid, so we had to kind of serve the ball around him a little bit. But I think service-wise on free kicks and on with Nico and all the guys wide, Noah and Ryan and Jalen, I think they put in really good service for us, and guys were making decent runs. And I mean, it's not the easiest to get on the end of one of those balls, especially if you're not going to float them in for how big the keeper was. But I thought, yeah.
Their striker, Apia, number 11, incredibly fast. What was the key to you and the rest of the defense not shutting him down, but at least keeping him in check and keeping him off the scoreboard?
Yeah, him, number 7, super crafty kid. I think our best bet for the guys with a little more speed is just not to give him space, but be smart. If we don't get enough pressure high, kind of look to defend the space first. I mean, we're very intelligent back line, but I feel like obviously we're not going to be as fast as some of those kids. So having to be smart and kind of set our body and set ourselves up for success is super important. I thought we did a pretty good job with that. Yeah.
What did you think about it? It looked like it was getting more physical through the second half. And I get it. Frustration is, both teams are trying to get the go-ahead goal. What did you think just about the way your team kept its composure and handled that aspect of the game?
I mean, first half we were talking about it. From last game against Virginia Tech, a bigger team that we knew we had to kind of be a little more physical with. I think we went into the beginning of this game a little too soft is a strong word, but a little bit soft and a little bit not ready to battle. And I think the second half we brought a little more bite to us and a little more of that, which was super important. And the boys just, I think scrapped a little bit better. I think we were more composed on the ball and dealing with getting hit a little bit too and playing off that. So it was really important. So.
Obviously you haven't watched it yet, but off the top of your head, anything you'd like to tighten up between now and Sunday?
Yeah, I don't think there's much. I mean, personally, I think there's things I need to kind of sharpen up a little bit. But as a team, I think just playing a full 90, being complete full game, the boys just got to keep going, and I think we'll be ready for Sunday. I think we're good to go. So.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You said before the game that FIU was a team that's better than its record and certainly talented enough to challenge you and give you difficulty.
Yeah.
And they did. Overall, what did you think of the way your team performed tonight?
Oh, we were poor for about 25 minutes. Probably some of the worst we've played. And we found a little bit of rhythm at the end of the first half and found a goal. So we were probably a little fortunate to go in 1-1. Yeah, we were. I mean, we said it all the lead up to the game. Like, these are the ones that are scary, right? These midweek games when you're coming off a result on Friday, and then you got a team here whose record isn't great, but they're much better than that. So those are the ones you look at and say, like, as a coach, you're always like, you're terrified. And the players probably look at it and go, like, oh, it's another game. But yeah, it's a good team. Like, FIU's got a couple really dangerous pieces. And look, in the second half, we should win the game. I told the staff, like, should have won, could have lost, So, yeah, it's disappointing. I guess in summary, like, we're disappointed not to, take all the spoils. But yeah, I mean, they overwhelmed us for about 25 minutes, and then once we settled in, we were much better.
What led to them kind of playing on the front foot and you guys?
Yeah.
You were just kind of in a backpedaling situation for much of those first 25 minutes.
Yeah. You can be honest, we stunk. So, yeah, what led to it? I mean, maybe we were probably, I mean, they pressed us well. They committed a lot of numbers forward. We just kept playing into it, and we didn't when a team presses you, you only have two solutions. Like, you can build through it or you play past it. And we said, we kept ramming our head against the wall, like, we're going to play through it. And then we did it occasionally, but turned the ball over in some bad spots. So maybe we need to relieve a little pressure and play longer, and maybe Milton can hold something up and we can pick up a second ball, and then we can play in their half. So, yeah, we have to be able to vary how we build and how we attack, and we were very one-dimensional, I guess.
First half, one corner kick, second half you lived in their end, and you had 16 corners in the second half. What adjustments did you make, or what did you say in the locker room that sort of flipped the field a little bit?
Yeah, I'm relatively mild-mannered by nature, and it was one of my more energized halftime talks, I guess is the best way to put it. So, yeah, I mean, I just told them, like, it's not who we are, in a little more direct and harsh tone. So, yeah, we had to step higher. We had to change a little bit tactically, and we had to get pressure to the ball. So, yeah, we made some adjustments. We played with more energy. We turned them over. They got tired. We grew into the game, and we should have found the result. But yeah, 1-1 is the end.
Owen Zarnick now a goal-scoring threat for you, back-to-back games?
I mean, it was a good finish. He took it really well, but. Yeah, I mean, Owen's going to put himself in good spots. I think you put any one of those guys, any one of the center backs, Owen, Lamar, or Brock in those positions, and we're going to create chances. So, unfortunately, one didn't go in on a corner. Our goalkeeper is a massive 6'7" monster who played really well tonight. So, hats off to him for sure. But yeah, second half was better.
Kind of a full circle moment. Jalen was going to play left back in the first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously the injury to Neve happens and you have to move to the midfield. And then he ended up playing a lot of it today and played much of it in the second half. How did you feel he acquitted himself?
Yeah, I mean, Jalen's a very good player, and he started really well this season. Had a little dip in form maybe 2 weeks ago. Neve came back, so he took minutes off of Jalen. So it's nice that Jalen was able to find more time tonight. He's fully deserving of starting with this team and playing big minutes. So, yeah, he was dangerous. He needed that game. That game was very good for Jalen, and for his, maturity and confidence, that was an important one.
Is it just one of those things where over the course of a kid's career, just depending on who else is available, you just got to stay ready?
Yeah. I mean, Ryan started tonight, and then Jalen came in and played well, and I went with Jalen in the second half. And, yeah, Ryan paid, the price a little bit with those minutes. He's fully capable of it. I didn't get Richie Garcia on. Richie is fully capable of playing in that game, but Bailey had a really good run, and Salvo's immense in how he recovers the ball for us. So I didn't get Rich on either. So that's part of being on a team, is that sometimes your number's called and you get the glory and you get the opportunity, and other times you wait, and it's hard, but it's a team game. So, it's one of the mottos is the team has to always come first. And yeah, some of those guys didn't get their personal recognition or glory, but hey, there's more to the team and more to the season. So when their number's called, hopefully they will be ready, and we trust they will be.
You mentioned FIU's enormous goalkeeper. How much did you and your coaching staff alter the way you approach in the offensive end, either on corner kicks or set pieces, or even just how you told your guys to shoot because of a guy who can reach so much?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few chances we had. When you're 6'7", obviously, it's hard to get down, right? So low is harder than up. So, yeah, we had a few chances that, we just put in the wingspan, So, yeah, but he was excellent. That kid had a fantastic game. So, yeah, with corners, we were obviously trying to keep it away from. You have two choices. You're not just going to float it on top of him because he's just going to claim it. So you're either whipping it hard to the near post or you're trying to play it over him to the back post. And we tried both and created chances at both, but couldn't unlock it.
So what did you think of FIU's communication versus our own on the field? Do you think that there is any room for improvement in that area?
Yeah, for sure. yeah, how the team will organize and communicate is obviously key to like defensive responsibility and structure. So, yeah, I mean, we have, there's a few really good like voices with the team, and then we have, sometimes there's others that are a little more introverted and don't speak as much. So, like any team dynamic has that. So, yeah, it's been nice. Like Martine's a big talker, so having him back there and organizing the defense, and then Brock and Lamar both talk. Owen's a little quieter by nature, so they can organize. And Bailey's not afraid to talk. Salvo's quiet, so it's like a balance within the group. So, yeah, you need. I wouldn't say that it was noticeable that the opponent was more vocal than us, but. Yeah, it's always a focus. We need guys to communicate better.